Onto a 1v1 on Faymonville Approach. This game's gonna be Uzmanoy versus Please Call Me Dad over Commander West in the west, and Please Call Me Dad U.S. forces in the east. Luftwaffe ground forces already chosen. 3 Volksgrenadier opening, 3 riflemen opening. Pretty standard stuff. Please Call Me Dad has rifle, airborne, and infantry company available to him, and the engagement's going to be clustering here towards the center/north initially, skipping past strategic points for both of them actually at the beginning, worrying more about securing control of the center first, and it looks like control of the center will go to Uzmanoy here. Unless we see really early grenade tech, I don't think Please Call Me Dad can win this, although he will probably trade pretty good manpower in this engagement, force a couple retreats, but I don't think he's going to be able to get control of this building. I don't know, I could be wrong. These 2 squads are going to get forced away. There they go. Sturms are not moving to support in this engagement. MG-34 is on the field though, and Mechanized Regiment headquarters is already completed. And he's probably going to queue up that flak half-track extremely soon. The question is, can these Volksgrenadiers hold the line long enough? That squad has to retreat. There it goes. 2 riflemen in the retreat path of these Volksgrenadiers are a pretty serious threat. They're falling low. It looks like Uzmanoy will hold, I think. It's kind of a close engagement, but yeah, he's got it. Stern Pyos finally make their way to the engagement. They'll be alright. Lieutenant Tech. Lieutenant's on the field. Half-track in production now. We're going to see a 4th rifle squad. So probably AA half-track from Please Call Me Dad.
You see who built some of them crowd trucks? Yeah, you guessed it. U.S. companies with factories. Razor wires up! How do you like them apples? All right, reinforcements, listen up. Welcome to the Death Factory, boys. All right, sure. A capture point is being overrun. Crowd's giving us some trouble here. Stand by orders.
You guys are so crazy about the pizza thing. Man, I want to be able to send Romeo pizza covered in Oreos and fish.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
I haven't actually like customized it that much yet because I only just barely got it set up, but I can probably look into some more zany delivery options. If you guys insist on sending me troll food items. Forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, 3 riflemen making their way to the north. The half-track's on the field. This is kind of interesting barbed wire, by the way. He really went all out, didn't he? It's kind of funny that he's like destroying it with flak when he could just drive over it with the half-track. Maybe he's afraid of mines. He doesn't really have to be afraid of mines because there's no M20 on the field. I guess he doesn't know that. In theory, his opponent could be really sneaky and like have an M20 but only plant mines and not engage with it, but I don't think I've ever seen a player do that before. Because it's kind of a waste of your investment.
Half-track, waiting for orders. Boys, you ready to roll?
He's also kind of waited a long time to get control of the strategic point.
Lousy patch of dirt.
He needs to get that under his control. He really shouldn't have idle rear echelon troops and not have captured any undefended territory for that matter, not just the uncontested ones, the whole south. All south is fair game for that rear echelon troop squad. He needs to get them moving. Moving them to engage here in the north, I mean, what is that really going to accomplish? They don't have that much to contribute to this engagement, let's be honest. They would be much more useful in the south taking territory. AA half-track is going to fight the other AA half-track here in the north. This one gets set up first. Autocannon firing, brings it low, get it out of there. Oh no! What was that? That was terrible. Uzmanoy clearly overestimated that half-track's ability to engage there in that fight.
The capture point is being overrun. Get us out of here! Bazookas now available for pickup.
That's a wipe. Horrible engagement for Uzmanoy. But please call me dad needs to keep moving here in the south, get that territory under his control. AA half-track will force some stuff away here in the north. So he will secure himself control of this area, get all of these resources under his control. That Kettenwerfer should probably rethink its current situation. There it goes. But that Puma, he's pretty much going all in into Mechanized Regiment headquarters. If that Puma doesn't kill that AA half-track really quick and survive, and he basically needs to micro this unit perfectly. If he doesn't get an excellent return on this investment, it's pretty much GG. So please call me dad. Just tech to major, I think. Or not. It's not. Maybe he doesn't have as much fuel as I think he does. I guess he doesn't. Because he did go AA half-track. It's going to delay things a little bit. Alright. So yeah, he's got a chance. Got a chance.
Ready for action.
He's had really good map control purely because Please Call Me Dad was too lazy to take territory here in the south. It's the only reason his map control has been so good. That's the only thing that's keeping him in this game. But still, if that Puma doesn't get a really good return on investment, he's still probably going to lose. Shermans are going to get here eventually. 25 fuel setback on the grenade tech right there, though. Kettenwerfer just committed suicide again. I don't know why he keeps doing that. Puma going wide, looking for an opportunity on the half-track, I guess. Will manage to skirt AT grenades initially, although he just drove into the VP, so his pathing is blocked. He's probably going to get nailed. Grenade on the lieutenant squad will force a retreat right there. Should get away, though. Puma continues to kite. Looks like it's alright. MG-34 in the building. Forces a full retreat. AA half-track is set up for that Puma's advance should it reveal itself.
The capture point is under attack.
But the Puma will acquire vision before the AA half-track will. There it goes. One shot. Puma can probably kite that thing to death if it doesn't get screened away by a rifleman. They move up with a bazooka. He's purchased one. That's probably all he really needs to keep that Puma managed. And pushed away from his light vehicle. No commander selection from him yet. I'm wondering if Uzmanoy will field a squad of Fallschirmjäger. He's not going to be able to make it to tier 4 anytime soon. He just threw tier 2 up in his base. So falls could be a very nice thing to have against bazooka riflemen. Assuming they don't get bazooka sniped, they can engage them very well.
Gather round. I smell orders. HMT! Get down!
The Puma is kind of like the Oster sniper. Once you field it, you basically need to spend 80% of your time microing it to get the maximum return on investment. It's important that it is constantly moving and harassing and killing stuff. Otherwise, you wasted your money. Kettenwerfer moves up this time. Has a slightly larger amount of support. Shot connects with the AA half-track. Puma moves up to try and trade. Ooh, big flank from these infantry in the north will convince it to retreat, though. There's the Fallschirmjäger. I knew it! It's currently got to contend with kind of a lot of stuff. Riflemen seem to have tunnel vision on that Puma. They continue chasing. Ooh, grenade. I didn't even see that toss. Pretty nice toss. If they make it home without losing any further models, it won't be too catastrophic. Just 47 manpower, that's easily replaced. He does have access to healing as well, but getting forced off the field so quickly kind of hurts. Still, he does win the engagement thanks to good machine gun placement, and Sturm Pioneers moving up to support. And there's no ambulance here in the US base yet. So he's going to be operating on pretty heavily wounded squads. Finally, harassment of the south, by the way. I'm waiting all game for this. 13 minutes before those rear echelons finally decided to go take some undefended territory down there.
Ready. Send orders. death factory, boys. Stick with me and you might just make it. Put everything on the lead element! Sergeant! Where's that coming from? Shift your fire! Heavy MG!
MG34 setting up in green cover here behind the well, so that will survive one grenade. The MG34 in this house should be pretty well protected against grenades as well. I feel like that retreat was a little premature. I think he could have just tanked that grenade. It was in green cover. It wasn't going to get wiped. Ooh, that grenade though, that was huge. And the autocannon hits on the other squad. Bring 2 squads of Folks Grenadiers dangerously close to getting wiped. That Kettenwerfer might get stolen. Shoe mine in the road is a somewhat significant threat to this retreating rifle squad. Oh, they're so clubbed. Ugh, oh man, I thought that was a wipe for sure. They barely skirted that. MG34 in the building, it'll be fine. You know, only one model taken out by that grenade. Should probably heal that if you can. Maybe try and rotate the other MG in.
A capture point is being overrun.
Stern Pile's working the north. No minesweeper yet. I guess he doesn't need one. No M20. No armor company choice. He's gone infantry, but he hasn't played his hand yet, I don't think. Unless he built sandbags or something. Which he probably has not. Hasn't purchased any LMGs. Spent a lot of munitions on grenades so far, which is why he can't really afford any LMG upgrades. And he's getting himself a 50 cal. So we'll have two suppression sources, which he doesn't really need that badly against an infantry force this small. He can win most infantry engagements as long as he doesn't get suppressed. But I guess a 50 cal could be a nice utility to have against Fallschirmjäger. If you can get that squad suppressed, or if you can get the Stern Pile suppressed in any critical engagement, it'll basically win him that engagement. Oh, he has bought some LMGs. I didn't even spot the LMG upgrades on that squad. Does this squad have any? No. He's bought one LMG on one rifle squad, giving them access to defensive stance. Ooh, that was a pretty nice mine. Lots of munitions being thrown into shoe mines, I noticed. That's 2 mines that I've seen. 60 munitions. It's only 19 munitions coming in. That's pretty expensive. He does have one Panzerschreck upgraded, and he has a Kettenwerfer and a Puma, so he has a pretty decent amount of AT. You don't need to invest too much into anti-tank as over Commando West against U.S. forces, because the Sherman is the scariest thing you're likely to see. And a Puma is a nice utility to have against infantry company, because once that priest comes out, if it does, you can try and set up some sort of deep flank and take that thing out if you find an opportunity to do so. So it'll be important to keep that alive until the point when the priest hits the field. It's a good thing to have to snipe ambulances too. Ambulance is about to hit the field. It's a pretty late ambulance, but if that Puma scouts the US base every now and then, you might be able to pick up an ambulance or two before the game ends. Currently his Puma is needed for this engagement to push away that AA half-track, but those riflemen are a little too scary. Their bazooka. Land one shot before retreating. Seems like a somewhat early retreat right there, but whatever.
Fallschirmjäger at full strength. Bazooka to the rear. Let's go. Crew stand ready. Grenadiers upgraded. Receiving enemy fire. Contact! Small arms fire! Battle promotion! Go ahead! Numbers are back to normal.
Forward retreat point getting thrown up here by this, what is this, a courthouse, I guess? Structure. Whatever it is.
Eyes on me. You got
The ambulance. This is going to be a pretty much impossible position to take on, but Uzmanoy is not really burdened with the need to assault this position. This is just going to be a forward staging point for his advances towards the center. Why? I don't know if I think this is really worthwhile to dedicate, like, set up a huge base here in the north. Obviously, if Uzmanoy were to get aggressive on this position, it would fail horribly, but he doesn't really have to. He's got excellent map control, setting up his tier 4 right here. Got control of the south resources, both victory points, so please call me Dad has to figure something out. He needs to do more harassment of the south, which is still totally undefended. And I feel that even this is being overly aggressive, especially with those Fallschirmjäger leading the charge. The most manpower efficient way to use them is to just sit them in green cover and let riflemen come to them. They've only got 3 kills so far. They've barely done anything. There is some green cover right here that he could consider using, but it's gonna blow up really quick as soon as the bazookas start shooting at it. Or Puma shots or random Panzer Shrek or Rakettenwerfer fire. This could be a nice pickup if that Rakettenwerfer lands the shot. It doesn't seem to have vision, unfortunately. Killing that ambulance would definitely make it harder to hold this position. Ooh, what was that? Was that a bazooka snipe? I think so. Oh, I don't know if he's going to get away with this. He's going to try. Looks like he'll be alright. Narrowly. But yeah, these Fallschirmjäger without green cover don't stand much of a chance of engaging cost effectively at any range. BARs and LMGs sprinkled into that blob of riflemen and grenades. Jackson on the field now. It's a big hit on the Puma, forces that to reposition a little bit.
Back to fighting strength. Send orders. Get ready. War ready. Order. You know what to do. Let's get it done. Troops standing by. What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits? Green as green can be. Well, grab your shit and follow me. Knock it off. We got orders, Sergeant. Watch for my signal. Gather eyes on me.
It's pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. Please call me Dad is finally peeking towards the center a little bit. That MG should really go home and heal. Not being at full health with an MG is a pretty good way for it to just get wiped by one grenade. Oversold need to utilize cover better as well. If you don't use cover really like efficiently with your elite infantry, then they cost more than they're worth. You don't get a proper return on that massive manpower investment if you just sit them in the open, because they cost a fortune to reinforce. Panther's on the field. 22-minute Panther, despite losing a flag half-track and going straight Puma just because American player hasn't done any map harassment at all. No reason for the OKW player to have this huge amount of map control. I think that Jackson might go down. Nice pickup right there. Puma sets it up and the Panther knocks it down. Ambulance destroyed as well. Frangible grenade into the blob. Nice frangible. He will be forced to retreat all infantry. His Panther's thinking about going for a crush, but at the same time there's a bunch of bazookas in there. He doesn't want to take engine damage. I can understand why he would pull back. Folks Grenadier Squad needs to retreat. Late retreat. I don't know. That's going to get away. No, it will not. AA half-track is alive with just a sliver. Puma had to pull back for some repairs. He was probably microing quite frantically during that, trying to get the maximum damage inflicted with minimal losses. Paying more attention to his Puma than that Folks Grenadier Squad, and it's good that the Puma is alive. Losing that squad certainly hurts, but it's not the end of the world. easier to replace than a Puma. Pretty good pickups during that as well. Took out the Jackson, most importantly, and also took out the ambulance. Pretty good. If he could have taken out that AA half-track, it would have been a really solid engagement for him, losing only a Volksgrenadier squad in return.
The capture point is under attack. Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death factory, boys. Stick with me. The supply line just got cut off. The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. All right, you dopes, listen up. Yeah, ready.
New ambulances being fielded.
Taking the field.
Once that drives into the rifle blob, he will be poised to make another push. Fallschirmjäger up to Vet 2 now. 50 cal's still in this house. Just gonna get pushed away now. Wondering what Please Call Me Dad's next move is. He could get a priest. He has a ton of manpower. He should probably go captain tier. He hasn't unlocked that yet, and he needs AT guns to keep that Panther and Puma from bullying him into his base. He obviously isn't going to be able to maintain Jackson production at this point. It's not a very reliable source of anti-tank. He doesn't want to be left with no anti-tank at all. Captain tier would probably be the most sensible choice. He has a lot of manpower and nothing to spend it on. Captain tier solves that problem very quickly. Grenadiers forced to retreat by the blob. Everything just walking forward into this MG. They do have smoke grenades. Bazooka might kill that Puma. Pop smoke to try and survive. Oh, what is it doing? Jeez, it just died to small arms fire. 2 bazooka shots on it missed and it died just to LMGs. That was, I don't know what that was. He could have easily saved that and he fucked up.
To 200 points. Enemy tank is cutting us off.
Panther pulling away.
Listen up.
From the blob, which seems to be experiencing more success than expected. Because there's not really that much available to keep it at bay. He needs to layer his machine guns and make sure his elite infantry are not forced to retreat. One frangible grenade shut that down pretty hard as well, and he'll have access to those from 2 different squads very soon. Once this has Vet 1, that'll shut down blobbing pretty hard. I don't think he needs more Fallschirmjäger. I think he just needs to use the 1 squad he does have intelligently.
Ready! God damn it! Someone get us out of here! Hey, take it this way. Spread out.
50 cal setup right here, pushing that squad of Volksgrenadiers away. Oh, look at that! I liked the attempt. That's extremely hard to pull off. I like that he tried. He's got the munitions to spare. 68 coming in. His map control continues to be amazing because Please Call Me Dad just won't send anything down here. He even has a spare rear echelon troop squad. I don't know what he's doing with them. There's no reason for them to just be hanging out up here. They don't really contribute anything other to the blob other than like a little extra HP, I guess. He doesn't even have any bazookas on them or anything, or a minesweeper. Minesweeper would probably be a good thing to get. I mean, he's hit a couple shoe mines, not really that many, but you should probably still buy one. Autocannon is still alive. Suppresses those Obersoldaten, just charges straight in with his elite infantry. Probably shouldn't have done that. They get forced to retreat. He has no anti-blob. Both of his titanium tetrachloride grenades just retreating off the battlefield. Not that the burden to attack is really on him anyway. He could easily just park in green cover on the territory he does hold and bleed his opponent rather than getting bled and trying to attack the 1 VP. Setting up a triple cap would be nice, but everything Please Call Me Dad has is parked up here. The odds of him winning that engagement aren't exactly great. American player really needs to go captain tier. He has so much manpower, and unless he wants to just spam riflemen and 50 cals, he doesn't have anything to spend it on. He could get a late game M20 and try and throw down some mines, but he's not going to spam those. And I guess he could just make more rifles, but really, he really just should go captain tier. He really should go captain tier. Infantry company without captain tier is very limited in options. You could consider this, but that's just 200 manpower. It's gonna get wiped. Does not look like it's being monitored. Obers just died for no reason. Laser beam down by LMGs. Volksgrenadiers need to recover that. There they go. MG34 on Volksgrenadiers. Pretty good, honestly. Not as ridiculous as it was when they were invincible at Vet 5, but still pretty strong.
Someone get us out of here! Krauts are taking one of our points. Reinforcements in. Welcome to the deathmatch.
Yeah, caches would be a good idea too. If he insists on not going captain tier, then fuel caches or munitions caches, either way. Just spend it on something. I think captain tier would make a lot more sense than caches, but that's just my opinion. I don't know why he continues to just defend 1 VP. Still no harassment attempt for the South. If he doesn't do something soon, he's just going to run out of time, which is a tragic way to lose a game. Losing when you didn't even try to take undefended territory is just such a shame.
Heavy machine gun team ready for order. Rifle squad ready for action.
He really needs to give those Fallschirmjäger a proper meat shield. They get focused down so quick. Ooh, airborne assault on the VP. That's gonna be problematic. There's a 50 cal setup right there. Gets pinned though. Panther goes deep and will take out the ambulance, so reinforcement here is no longer possible and everything retreats. Jackson is a little exposed. There is a Raketenwerfer here. If it takes engine damage from Fallschirmjäger, it's pretty screwed. It'll take a pretty wide path back to the US base. Should be fine. We're finally going to see some harassment. Riflemen moving for the strategic point with 50 cal support. Rear echelons moving across the south. Riflemen make a play for the center point. They're going to cover their attempt to capture the point with smoke. And they should be able to get that under their control. Unless the smoke is placed in such a way that it doesn't actually protect them. That was kind of a weird placement of that smoke grenade. I don't know what that was supposed to do. Ooh, what did that? Wow, that Panther might go down. I don't even know how it just sustained engine damage, but it sustained engine damage and it's gonna die. Wow! And the rifles also get wiped, so, I mean, at least he traded. Thanks to rifles being AFK. I have no idea. I guess that Panther like did a maneuver through the blob and got rifle-nated in the back, plus a couple bazooka hits and 2 Jackson shots finished it off. Panther goes down. The Puma also died, by the way, at some point, so that leaves the Ober Commando West with no vehicles, which is a rather inopportune moment for his Panther to go down, as the American has finally decided to take victory points back. The clock is now stopped with only 36 remaining. Commando West is going to have really solid infantry play while he waits for his next tank. Fortunately, it's just a Jackson. It's not going to do anything too catastrophic to his elite infantry, although the priests might. Pretty good mine right there. Priest is firing at the house. Or not. Firing at something. Yeah, pretty much firing at the house. Brings it pretty low with that shot. Decent shot on the stern piles, forces the retreat, but doesn't like the squad. Jackson moves up to take out the tier 4 structure and is completely unopposed in doing so. The Reckenwerfer is the only hard counter to the Jackson, and it just got wiped here in the center, and an over squad just got wiped, I think. Oh no, Volksgrenadiers dropped it. Volksgrenadiers dropped it. I think this over squad is about to have 2 MG34s. That's gonna be a very over squad. Super over Soldaten. Over Soldaten.
Armor ready. Orders incoming. They got us zeroed in here. It's contact. It's right over here. Listen up.
Rear echelons retreat.
Okay, ready yourselves.
Nice 50 cal. Suppressing those Fallschirmjäger, but they need support from more infantry. Wow, another airborne assault. Has he really collected 500 munitions? Apparently so. He's able to call in airborne assault again. I think he might have had munitions transfer on for a while. Switching back to fuel transfer now though, because he needs fuel to get that next Panther out, which he has collected. He might just be going straight for King Tiger. He's got all 4 tiers now. Priest is bombarding the house again, I guess. Or something. Maybe just having a point? No, I don't know why I would be shooting at the house. The house has been leveled. It's kind of weird. Smoke on the MG34 while he retreats. The over Soldaten also need to retreat after taking a little bit of damage. Fallschirmjäger are Vet 3 making their way towards the north. With 35 points remaining and the victory points ticking against him once again. American player absolutely has to make something miraculous happen. And he's trying his best. But a King Tiger's probably going to arrive if the clock doesn't... I mean, the clock might just tick out before that King Tiger even gets queued up. Bazooka squad in the north. Did it hit a mine? Not sure what happened, but it's retreating with barely any health remaining. Volksgrenadiers engaging furiously for the center with MG34 support. That's a Vet 5 MG34 and a fresh squad of Fallschirmjäger. Wow. Or wait, no, that's not a fresh squad. Oh wait, he's got 3 because of his airborne assaults. That's right. Rear echelons are gonna get wiped. Counter-harassing over Soldaten, which will maintain control of the south. The AA half-track is still alive. Credit to the US player for keeping that thing alive this long. That's... I don't normally manage to keep mine alive to the 36-minute mark. Priest is firing somewhere at the tier 4 structure. Try and wipe those Sturms, or at least prevent it from being repaired. I don't think it can destroy it though. To land at least one more shot on it from the Jackson, I think. Did that priest shot just disappear? There was no explosion. That was weird.
We just lost a unit.
Wounded over Soldaten in the north. I don't know who's gonna win this engagement. Probably those rifles. Yeah, I think those rifles won. Over Soldaten have to retreat. Fallschirmjäger in green cover, as they should be. AA half track's gonna be Vet 3, I think. Yep, there it goes, Vet 3. Pretty impressive. Wait, does it really get increased penetration at Vet 3? That's so stupid. That is completely useless. What is it gonna do, fight a Panther? Guess that makes it better against the Panzer II. Priest is firing at... Ooh! Those Fallschirmjäger wiped in one shot. That value almost paying for itself in that one barrage for manpower. Man, 33 points left. Overcommand of West player just can't get those VPs back. He's got an opportunity here in the north. I don't know why he wouldn't take it. Double capping this sector. Fallschirmjäger about to laser beam these riflemen to death. I'm not sure they're being monitored. The game is rapidly falling apart for the US player. There's another Panther on the field. I don't think there's anything he can do about this. Without his opponent making another really silly mistake, it looks like it's pretty much GG.
The capture point is being overrun. Enemy infantry, counter assault!
Lieutenant forced away with only a sliver remaining. A half-track just exposed itself to Panzerfaust, which it does not get hit by. Goes straight for the VP. May be able to force this retreat. There's no Panzerschreck on this squad. Can't tell if they're gonna get pinned in time or not. Yes, they do. Just barely in time get pinned. This point is still uncontested. 50 cal trying to protect it, but stern piles on the flank are gonna solve that problem. Riflemen with the bazooka moving up with Jackson support to destroy this structure, but they will arrive to find it fully repaired, which means it's going to take some time. There's the Panzerfaust, and a Panther will clean up this vehicle. Finally, Vet 3 AA half-track meets its doom. Priest could be next. That Panther could just walk right into the base, and there's nothing to prevent that thing from being destroyed. Time on target artillery plus Jackson will destroy the tier 4 structure. But that's not really worth very much when there's already... Well, there were 2 squads of ogres. Apparently one of them got wiped. But there's still a Panther and a squad of ogres on the field. He doesn't really need the tier 4 structure. From this point forward, you could transition into King Tiger. Make more Fallschirmjäger if he really feels the need for more elite infantry. But 3 squads of elite infantry is more than enough to deal with what little infantry remains. Just 1 lieutenant, 3... rifleman squads, almost all of which have bazookas equipped, so they're not that great at anti-infantry duty. Panther trying to crush some riflemen here in the south, but it looks like it doesn't really matter. Only 4 victory points remaining. Desperate attempt by the US player to take control of this sector, probably just delaying the inevitable. And there it is, GG. Time runs out. And I really think that the American player lost this one purely because he didn't take undefended territory. If he had just been a little bit more aggressive about harassing the South, I think this game could have gone a lot differently. He never really had all that much fuel. And I also think that he had massive manpower float this game. If he had just gone captain tier, maybe he could have alleviated that, thrown some more pressure on his opponent with AT guns, maybe a pack howitzer. Needed to spend his manpower on something, that's for sure. Even some rear echelon troops to just harass territory more would have been good. I feel like he overcommitted to the north here, setting up that forward retreat point and super forward base. And even though he had all of his forces up here, he still struggled to win engagements because of good use of titanium tetrachloride grenades, plus the Panther and Puma sniping his ambulances and Jacksons and so on. So pretty good engagements by Uzmanoy. Took advantage of the fact that his opponent didn't harass him, and just generally outplayed his opponent. So GG. Axis wins.